What is up, guys? Pai Shalat Ben Soy. Our Lord Jesus Christ bless you. Pai Jehovah here, back again with another video today. And today, guys, I want to cover very broad topic of Umbanda, something I get asked a lot, both in the comments, both in real life, and in my messages. What are the different types of spirits Umbanda works with? Well, that's kind of a long question to answer. So, what better way to make a video? So, in Umbanda, we have both the left side and the right side, and there's the misconception, a very big misconception, that it's evil and good. The left side is evil, the right side is good, right? Well, that's not the case, okay? Now, Umbanda works a lot with energy. It's the core of Umbanda, right? So, we believe that, how do I explain it? I'm trying to translate things from Portuguese to English. Give me a second. So, we humans, we can tap into different frequencies, okay? Different energy frequencies. It's not only proven spiritually, but it's proven scientifically as well. So, issues are from the left side, and the left side you have issues, pumagiras, which are the female versions, okay? And also you have meetings, issue meetings, and Pomajira meetings. Okay, it's very hard for you to find Pomajira meetings, but issue meetings are most commonly seen. Okay, issue meetings are the teenager version of issues. Okay, now the reason why they get such a bad rap is because they don't go to heaven as much or at all. They don't live in heaven. They live mostly in earth and in hell. Now, the main focus of issues, of course, it varies depending on what saint the issue is from. Like, for example, issues that work with Shango, their main topic, their main area of focus is karmic justice and divine justice and intervention. So I'm going to upload videos throughout the course of the week, actually, and throw them into playlists, issues of different saints, because I'm actually writing a book to share my gospel and share with the world about the issues of different saints. I work with the shoe in the front, and that's rare to see because people who work with the shoe in the front usually they're in Kimbanda. However, as you know, I'm a Umbanda. So issues they work mainly, like I said, in Earth with our frequency, match our frequency, and they also work in hell. Now there are very different types of domains, different types of territories that they work with. You have issues that work with Oshasi, for example, that are going to work. They're going to work more in forest, wildlife, nature. Then you have issues of Ogun that are going to work in hospitals. They're going to work in temples and churches, protecting the doors. It all just depends. Okay, I'm just going to go very briefly about each type of spirit. I'm going to do a more in-depth look into these spirits in different videos. But yeah, issue meetings, and pomagiras, they work in all terrains of Earth. They work in hell. Very few issues that work in hell, because you have to have certain karmic. How do you say it? You have to earn it. Like you had to do something in your life that you have to work with hell. Maybe you were a necromancer that worked with spirits of the dead, or maybe you were an issue or a human that just did horrible atrocities to humanity, and you had to become an issue. Okay, so what are some of these issues that work in Earth compared to hell? So with Earth, you have issues, for example, that work. I'm just gonna name a few that work. Let's say in nature, right? Let's say Ishu Hankatoku, okay? Or then you have issues that work in a cemetery, Ishu Morcego, for example, or my father, Ishu Capa Preta, okay? Then Pomagiras, for example, Pomagiras that work in the cemetery, Pomagira da Noite, or the crossroads, because crossroads are very, very big as well. It's not like people think with the misconception that demons use crossroads and this and that. It's a lot of issues that work there as well. Of course, a lot of gunk that works there as well. A lot of bad things that go on in the crossroads, but we don't focus on that too much. We focus on opening doors. That's why we use crossroads, and that's why Ogun, actually my father, He is the owner of the crossroads along with his shoe. So, uh, issue meetings at the Pomagiras, they work mainly in, uh, as I said, here and in hell. Then you have the right side, okay? Now, I want to leave something very clear, guys. There are very few spirits that can work both on right and left, but there are maybe 4 or 5 issues that can go from left to right, okay? Because to go to the right side, you need to deserve it, or it needs to be a special circumstance. Because you need to evolve, all right? It's like platforms, right? You have the left side, and then you have the right side, and different platforms depending on what type of spirit you are, okay? The first type of right side spirit that we have, this is in no order, just giving you guys a broad explanation. You have caboclos, which are Native American spirits. They can be warriors, they can be shamans, they can be doctors. I worked, for example, my first caboclo that I worked with is Flash Dorada or Golden Arrow, and he's actually one of the youngest doctors in his tribe. I think he was at 16, he became a doctor, and he died at 18. So we have caboclos and also caboclas, the female counterparts. They usually work in heaven and they come down to work, or they stay in nature and then they go to heaven. They can alter between. Usually they're used in protections, not really opening paths so much, but more protection. And yeah, protection and healing as well, because a lot of them bring that herbal knowledge to use different plants and different herbs to make medicine, to cure people, and to bring certain illnesses to light as well. And that actually ties into the next spirit, which is Preto Velho, which is translation from Portuguese to English, very rough. Preto is black, Velho is old. So Preto Velho and Preta Velha, the female counterpart, they were slaves that died really old, and they bring a lot of knowledge, and they bring as well a lot of medicinal knowledge as well, and they help perform a lot of miracles as well to cure people, just like caboclos. Preto values usually when they come to Earth, it's to come in temples to work. They really don't stay in Earth too much because they stay up in heaven, taking care of the kids, which is going to be the next topic I'm talking about. But Preto values, they're really, really fun to work with. They're really nice to work with. You actually gain as the medium receiving Preto value, as long as with every other type of spirit, you receive their knowledge, and their knowledge is so vast. Of course, you don't receive everything, but you receive bits and bits and bits of it, and it's just beautiful. I've seen Preto values cure people with cancer. I've seen Preto values cure people with AIDS, COVID. It's really beautiful, especially when the fifth person shines, the person just starts breaking down. So another type of spirit that we have following into that is Cosme y Damião, from Saint Cosme and Saint Damião. Okay, they're the kids. Okay, of course you have the female kids, you have the male kids. Um, Basically, what they what their function is, they stay either in heaven or very rarely come down to earth. If they come to earth, it's to work in temples, and it's only in select times of the year. They can't come down, of course, whenever need be. They're mostly used as the nuclear option for us because they're so pure, so innocent. Okay, and they every time they come to the temple, you just feel happiness. Like even the depression. Give me 1 second. Let me actually light one of the candles that actually went out. Okay, I apologize for that. Candle went out. So they bring a lot of happiness. They love and love and love toys, candy, and it's really beautiful. You usually work with them around September, October, because that's the Day of the Kids in Brazil. And it's just really beautiful energy to work with. Some other spirits that we work with on the right side, there's a lot. There's boiadeiros or cowboys. Uh, Again, protection. They come to earth to work, give some wisdom as well. Then you have as well baianos. Baianos are kind of hard to explain because they're like the cowboys, but of the north of Brazil, in Bahia, where spirituality basically boomed and flourished and first came. It was like the stepping stone because that's where the slaves ported, and that's where their religion of Candomblé started in Brazil. Okay, so Boy, after baianos, you also have malandros. Now, malandros are very how do you say it? I don't want to say that they're vigilantes, but they're like the Robin Hood, right? They malandros. It's very hard for you to see the malandra, but malandros in general, the male versions, along with the female versions that are very rare to see. The malandros, they used street knowledge that they gained while being thugs, and they use that to help their mediums. They help people who come here as well. To we call them consulentes or people. How do you say it? I don't want to say parishioners, but I think that's the right terminology. I'm not too sure. So they use the street knowledge to help people to be street smart. It's really nice to work with them for that reason. You learn how to use the system of the world for your advantage and for other people's advantages. Okay, it's not robbing people. It's not none of that. No, it's just how to get out of certain situations using a little bit of street knowledge. Okay, the most famous of them, Zapilintra, which is considered the king of all malandros. The one I work with, he actually can cross into the left side, and he can work with every single in every single energy frequency that exists, which I believe is just incredible, incredible. uh, I could bring Zeppelin to any line, and there's some people that can do the same, and it's just beautiful. Okay, not every medium can bring them to every line because every Zeppelin is different, but it's just incredible to work with. Okay, let's see. Now, the last one that I want to talk about, marinheiro, or a sailor or pirate. They're water spirits, right? That work with the line of Yemaya, and they work basically bringing protection and also bringing um, knowledge about life, just like Perto Value, and they also they you don't see them as often in Umbanda, just like you don't see boiadeiros as often or baianos as often. However, when they come, they usually drink and whatnot, and that's actually going to follow into my next segment. What do they do on Earth when they are in a temple? Do they smoke? Do they drink? Do they sniff cocaine? I had somebody ask me if one of my spirits, he sniffs cocaine, and I just find that ridiculous. Of course, every religion is different, every foundation is different. But in my house, my temple, Casa de Esperança, this is what the spirits do. Okay. So the left side, it can depend. Usually issues depending on who they are, either smoke um, cigarettes or tobacco or cigars. Okay. My issue, Belzebu, for example, he likes smoking black and milds and cigars. Kapaparita loves smoking cigars. He actually prefers cigars over everything else. My other issue, Morcego, he loves smoking black and milds, prefers that, but he'll smoke a cigar if need be. And to drink, they like drinking whiskey, some nice whiskey. Of course, they'll drink anything you give them. Hell, give them water, and they'll drink it. And if you give them an incense, they'll use it as smoke. Now, what is the symbolism of drinking and smoking? Isn't that bad for the medium? Isn't that bad for everyone else around? That's secondhand smoke? No. The symbolism is the drink is cleaning the medium, well, as if the smoke cleans the environment of the energy. Okay? So much so that when my marinero, for example, comes to Earth, he drinks like 2 or 3 bottles of sake, just gulps them down. And when they leave, they take everything with them. Okay? And the medium doesn't feel anything. There's no harm to the medium done. There's nothing done to the medium. Just cleans the medium. You may feel real tired because of the energy, you know, the effort it took to clean you or clean someone else, but it doesn't affect the medium whatsoever. The spirits will never do something to harm you. Okay. Moving on, Pomagiras, same thing. They prefer smoking cigarettes, the straw cigarettes. They like drinking martini. Some like drinking whiskey. Uh, very, very, very rarely ever do you ever see them drinking beer. It's usually champagne as well or tequila rosé. They love tequila rosé. Uh, some like vodka. Don't listen. I've seen a Pomajira where she has more chest. She has more chest hair than I do. She came into the temple. She was like, "Listen, I need to resolve things, and I need a cigar, and I need a whiskey bottle." I just looked at her. I was like, "Ma'am, here you go, some Jack Daniels. Here you go, Capa Preta's private cigar." She resolved the issue. So it all depends on the situation, okay? Also depends on preference. Now on the right side, right, oh, meetings as well. Meetings and issues, they're basically the same thing. Teenagers smoke. Listen, they're 16, 17. The meetings that are 8, 9, 10 years old, they never, ever smoke, okay? Just the 16, 17 year olds, they smoke. A bit of a smart ass. They're smart asses, a lot of them. But yeah, moving on to the right side, caboclos. Caboclos, they smoke usually cigarettes or black and milds. You don't see them smoking cigars too much. It can happen for some chiefs, but usually not. Drink, they usually drink just beer. That's it, beer and water. Moving on, Preto Velho and Preta Velha, they drink black coffee, pure black with nothing in them. The darker the better. They usually like smoking their pipe. Actually, let me just show you if I can find it. Oh, I don't know. I don't know where my godchild put it, but they like smoking their pipe. They like smoking tobacco off their pipe. They use a cane when they come to Earth, depending on the Preto Velho. And actually, I have. The funny thing is, I every time I work with Cavocal, I have a messed up back. Every time I work with Preto Velho, they come and when they leave, they just leave me in so much back pain because they want me just to relax. So every time I try to get up, the pain comes and they're like, just relax. We did that so you can calm down and go to bed because they know I never relax, never calm down. I'm always up and doing something. Um, so yeah, they use a cane, they drink coffee or wine, depending on the brutal value, and they smoke their tobacco, okay, through the pipe, which we call cachimbo in Brazil. Moving on to marinheiros, same thing, pipes, tobacco, usually cigarettes. They drink beer, whiskey, no holds barred for marinheiros. Give them sake. Some of them love sake. My marinheiro Drake, this man, give him a bottle of sake and he will down it. And the reason why is they need energy to work, and that's his form of gaining energy. Okay, and also they kind of miss it, because up in heaven you can't really drink. So when they come down to earth, they they have their earthly desires. They want to drink as well. So doing that, they're cleaning the medium as well. Any excess goes right to them. That's why you see them getting drunk sometimes, and us mediums, we're never drunk. We come back like what's going on, I remember when Martin a Drake, he downed the 3 bottles of sake. This man was so drunk, he was stumbling over the place, and he cleaned the entire. Because people are looking like, oh, he's a drunk spirit, he's not good, it's in that. Everyone that he stumbled upon, everyone within the next 7 days either got some financial boost that they were not expecting, some health boost, some good news. It's it's mysterious how they work, but it's also incredible how they work. Okay, you may think, hey, they're getting drunk, this and that, they're not good, they don't know what the hell they're doing, they're bad spirits. Guys, don't judge. That's why I tell everyone, always come with an open mind. Because if you see something wacky, like my first time in a temple, when I started seeing caboclos come and they started yelling and doing the war cries, I busted out laughing and I asked God for forgiveness. I was not expecting that. But then I learned that the reason why they come and they yell, not only the war cry, but also because how do you explain it? They're warding off and scaring off every dark spirit that's around, letting them know I'm here. Okay. Now let's say baianos, for example. Let's get back to the topic in hand. Baianos, they smoke cigarettes, drink beer, whiskey, um, usually those two. Malandros, cigarettes and beer. Usually that's it. Uh, Now, the question everyone asks me, what do kids drink and smoke? Well, guys, they don't drink, they don't smoke. Well, they do drink, but they drink a drink in Brazil called Guaraná, which is a soda from a fruit called Guaraná. I think it's called Guaraná, the fruit in English. And it's just a soda. And or they love drinking Coca-Cola, and they absolutely love candy. I'm sorry, just got distracted by something I saw. They absolutely love and adore candy. When September, I think it was September 27th. I have to double check when the day of the kids was. They I went to the candy factory over here, American Dream Mall, which is the mega mall where they have huge chocolates and huge candies and everything of the sorts. I literally bought him. I think I still have some here. Yeah, I bought him like a box of Kit Kat that's like this big, and I bought him a Swedish fish like this big, gummy bears like huge, and he just loved it. He's adorable, and so much so that the toy car that I have here, that's actually his. So yeah, usually in the middle of the night, if I hear something crashing down here, it's usually because he's using the toy car. Funny enough, has no batteries in it. Has no batteries. He was like, Uncle, don't put any batteries in it. I just gonna want to play with it. And he just plays with it. So yeah, they don't smoke. They just eat candy. They drink. They drink soda. Well, how do they clean the environment? By Geo? Well, they throw cake at you. Um, they ask you to drink their soda. I've seen some in some parties for the kids' spirits where they grab the cake, they get the cup of Coca-Cola or Guaraná, they stuff inside the cake, grab it, just smear it all over your face like it's a war paint. You just, bow, just have a makeover. It's foundation, okay, for the ladies out there. It's foundation. I had one throw a sock at me once during a party. And you have to keep it because that's protection, you know. So that's basically the rundown of spirits in Umbanda. The next video I'm going to talk about ponto riscado, or sigils used by spirits in Umbanda, particularly Exus, okay, and Caboclos, because those two spirits are the ones that most use sigils. All right, that is it. Gonna be it for today, you guys. If you guys have any questions whatsoever, drop them in the comments. Like, share the video, comment any questions you guys have. All right. Any topics also you guys want me to cover, drop them in the comments. I'm going to be looking through them. Just let me know and I'll see if I can cover them. All right? You guys have a beautiful day. Pai Ogum te abençoe. My Father Ogum bless all of you, that He may open all of your paths and protect you guys. Our Lord Jesus Christ, Pai Shalat te abençoe. Our Lord Jesus Christ bless you.